Hi everyone, Grant K here for the Smoke Learning channel. I was recently asked some questions regarding some of the behavior in the color warper. This was specifically concerning the Mid-Tones Trackball. How do I use it? And why it always displays a 0 value after any adjustments? Well, this is not a bug, and the behavior is quite normal. In this video, I hope to answer all these questions. So it doesn't really matter where you access the color warper. This could be a timeline effects in the sequence or as a color warper node in Connect Effects. The behavior will be the same. For example, here I have a shot with a color warper applied to it. Now I'll use the highlights and shadows trackballs to tint the colors of the image. When I adjust either of the trackballs, you will notice that the values are permanent. This is because the values you adjust for highlights and shadows are absolute. This happens because you can't define what are highlights and shadows within the luminance range of this image. Using these trackballs, you can grade either the dark areas or light areas of the image, and that is it. The Mid-Tones Trackball is very different and actually more flexible. The Mid-Tones Trackball adjusts using relative values, unlike the highlights or shadows trackballs that adjust with an absolute value. I realize that it all sounds confusing at first. So to get your head around the Mid-Tones Trackball, you use it in tandem with the RGB histogram display. Firstly, focusing on the RGB histogram display, you see that the image's luminance is spread out from black to white. The default RGB color curves run horizontally through the histogram. So if I drag and adjust the Mid-Tones Trackball, the RGB curves will bend and adjust to tint the luminance of the image. So up to this point, the Mid-Tones adjustments have affected the entire image. What makes this value in the Mid-Tones Trackball relative is that you can define an area of luminance where the midtones will tint the image. Coming back to the RGB histogram, you will see two mid-tone triangles below the graph. Adjusting these triangles allows you to define the area of luminance where the mid-tone adjustments will be applied. So when adjusting the Mid-Tones Trackball again, you are grading an isolated luminance range in the image. This is really handy to affect colors based on brightness. A big point to remember is that the color warper allows you to grade the chroma or color of an image without affecting its luminance or brightness. This is something that most people are probably unaware of. The results you get in the color warper will be different to the color corrector. The color corrector is more traditional in the sense that color correction affects both luminance and chrominance when grading the image. Now coming back to our example. If I push the mid-tones triangle to the full luminance range of the image, when I adjust the midtones again, you will note that the original midtone adjustment is offset with any other changes. This flexible control can lead to some interesting and creative grading. So remember that the values of the Mid-Tones Trackball will always be 0 because it is never a definitive value. And all the information concerning the Mid-Tones Trackball can be read in the RGB histogram. So hopefully this has given you a bit more insight into the color warper and the Mid-Tones Trackball. Comments, feedback and suggestions are always welcome and appreciated. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe to the Smoke Learning channel for future videos.